All right, so we're into it now with Velocity and Arsenal. They are opening up. Velocity's down a couple players already. And look at that. Number, trying to read 90-something there on the wing. 96.
96.
That is a glorious mustache. Outside of November, you generally don't see that.
Apparently, a fun fact over here, he has the record for a 147-kilometer throw.
Yeah, if Nate's hand wasn't destroyed before, it's certainly going to be now.
Yep, maybe his other half will be destroyed.
Yeah, like full team huddle. Oh, number 34, I just want to say, played with that guy in a tournament here in Winnipeg for charity not too long ago, back in November. And his accuracy is off the charts. He basically didn't fake. He took counters and he made them. That was it.
That is a player.
He was in the guard roll, and he just made counters every time. And I thought, oh, well, if he can do it, certainly I can. I certainly cannot. He can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things. If you know you got it, you can take it. But that takes a level of skill that doesn't come naturally. You got to earn that over a long career of playing in other sports. Now that dodgeball exists as a proper sport, kids will be able to say, oh, I only play dodgeball. It's like my chosen sport, etc., etc. But that's not the case. Everybody else here, generally anybody who's any good, are people with a background in other sports. And those Shaggers running around like crazy for Arsenal. Still can't believe 147 kilometers an hour. The highest we've ever radared in Winnipeg is 121. And sitting behind the radar gun while that's getting chucked at you is an experience. I got to tell you that.
Oh yeah, I had that fun time to try to do that.
Yeah, now I'm not seeing Nathaniel out in this game, although it's very possible he'll rotate in the next one. Really hoping that's not the case. I would like to see him take a break. There we go. Velocity off to the side there. Now, one of the comments I've heard about Velocity's jerseys is they kind of look like t-shirt tuxedos. I can see where that comes from. And they're calling the hit on Armstrong there. He doesn't agree, but he's taking his out. That's the way to do it. You'll notice anybody who's aware of Emilio, I'm trying to remember his name. He's he's the guy who writes the Dodgeball team comics. Emilio something Jr. I can't remember his last name. It's like Vestes or something. He's one of the content creators for Dodgeball memes, and he had a string of take your outs memes not too long ago, and I was a fan. You know, I enjoy those.
Oh, let's check those out.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, for the last few days, they've pretty much all been Mr. Satan memes.
Nice.
Yep, absolutely. You know, good stuff like
good old Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z. Doesn't have the same ring to it. Z does sound better on car names, you know, like Z34.
That makes
Z34 sounds
so much harder with Dragon Ball Z, just because, like, arguing with the teacher, no, it's Z.
Oh, Nathaniel, number 12, you're a talented player, but your hand is broken. Get off the court. There we go. Number 54 collecting that ball. Wow, that was a heck of a throw there. Looked like he had the block too. Man, these guys are they're hitting the net so hard the balls are coming back.
Yeah. It's like a little trampoline in the back.
See, now I'm starting to see why they're called the Edmonton Arsenal. I guess it's because they've got the big guns.
Yeah, I mean, look at that.
Yeah, I guess Cannon would also be in an Arsenal. I have to say, number 7 is such, on Velocity, is such an enjoyable player to watch and to play with and against. Not as fun to play against, though. He's a bit of a black hole when it comes to catching. I remember when we were out in Barrie, it didn't matter how hard I cranked that ball at him. caught it. So you'll notice, I imagine that a lot of the other players here, they get to know the other competitive players from other places and how they play.
Yeah.
And if they know that somebody's a gifted catcher, they're not going to throw solo at him, and they're not going to do it when he's ready and when he's looking. And you've noticed that nobody has given him any catches.
Well, I don't think they have to worry about number 12 to catch, since he only has one arm to catch. Oh, that is not a fun place to get hit.
Yeah. Nice thing about WDBF rules is headshots.
And here's a
permitted.
replay of that shot.
Now let's see it happen.
Oh, in slow motion also. There's not going to be kids for him.
There will come a day when people start wearing a cup in dodgeball, but
Yep.
it is not this day.
Oh, it looks like a false start for Arsenal.
You only get one per half. There we go. Velocity taking their positions. 20 getting countered. Oh, you see the underhand throw for number 7 there. Number 13 just staying at the line. Oh, line violation for 16.
Oh.
No,
Game
not
was
counting it.
stopped.
Yeah,
So
no cheap shots.
Referees letting the players know not to throw the ball when he blew the whistle twice.
I blew the whistle a bunch of times. His voice, you can hear, is a little bit strained. Luckily for them, oh wow!
Oh, what a catch! Looked
Also hit,
accidental,
though.
but he has taken it.
that was great.
Oh, it looks like they need a shagger on the right side of the court.
You actually got 2 of our dedicated full-time refs. Players are just so ready to get back into it, they forget to wait for the game to start.
Oh, looks like 96 accidentally kicked over one of the balls. Oh,
That was some great dodging there that we just saw from
Velocity
Arsenal.
now with only 2 balls.
2 balls and 5 hands with 3 players.
Ooh, looks like that ball hit the shagger and rolled right back to Arsenal.
You know what? Somebody just needs to give Nate a hand.
Yeah, I mean, Velocity is
Gotta
that-
hand it to him. He's out here. He's armed and dangerous.
Oh, the puns.
Just gotta throw his balance off, if nothing else.
You guys in the chat should make some one-arm puns also.
You know what? That's the thing about puns. You can't explain puns to a kleptomaniac. They take things literally.
Yep.
Oh, 12 coming out. Takes a shot. Nice straight throw.
But there's
Dirty
one
block for
thing
96.
about number 12 is that he's always right.
Always right. What can I say? There's nothing left of his other arm. And there we go. Block goes over his hand.
Ooh. With all 6 balls, I believe.
Yeah. Now, we were talking about hard throws. Michael Bailey here, number 13. Not a weak thrower, but certainly not what I would call a cannon. His gifts tend to be in catching, dodging, and blocking. He's a great player on the defense, which actually makes him really strong in this rule set, which doesn't reward pure throwing.
He is a very nimble dodger also. He jumps, he'll duck,
He's got the right stature to play dodgeball, that's for
do
sure.
anything to get out of the way.
Wearing those beloved A6 sliders of mine. I know people are divided on them. What can I say? I bought a set in 2013 and wore them forever. Still got them. Someday I'll call them my lucky meat beds, but I'll just be because they're too gross to throw out. You know, we got to make excuses for that sort of stuff. Like your lucky pair of socks. They're just your gross pair of socks, but we love them.
I have no lucky pair of socks for dodgeball. I just get holes in them.
Oh,
What a trade.
just got beamed and not happy about it. that was a thigh slap and a half. It's all right. He'll calm down.
Oh. Looks like we are going straight to sudden death for the third round.
The funny thing about that is you don't have to necessarily be upset to respond like that. When you get hit at that range, the adrenaline just starts pumping, right?
Yeah.
You will respond forcefully regardless of how you legitimately feel. So you notice the best thing to do is just walk it out. Oh, we're seeing number 88 again. I didn't notice him on the court earlier. Was he not around? Or has he just been standing so far down that I haven't seen him?
I believe he has been sitting out most of the round.
All right.
Arsenal's down to 3 players.
Oh, that
No, not a catch.
sounded like a catch.
Just wiggled his way through.
Oh, it doesn't make the...
Oh, looks like number 29 got hit just on the shirt.
Skimmed. Like I said, just like milk, nobody likes skim. And that just leaves...
Arsenal with 1 ball.
That's right, but 2 players. What would you rather have? 1 player and 5 balls or 2 players and 1 ball?
Exactly. Balls
a
are
question
just
for
as
the
important
ages.
as players.
That's a question is hard to answer as if you're traveling in a car at light speed and you turn on your headlights, do they work? There is a correct answer to this and I know it, but I'm going to let you guys deliberate for a bit and then I'll tell you afterwards. Einstein's equations answer it. If you know, put it in the comments below. Down there, we've got I got a little trick question for you as well while you're pondering that one, John. Number 2, Paul. How do you pronounce his last name?
La King.
That is incorrect.
What?
Now, let's say you make some dough, right?
Yeah?
And you want to make muffins and you put them in the oven. You would call that...
I don't even know. Baking.
Right. So that's Paul Laking.
Laking?
That's right. I'm not
I guess
making
so.
this up. I'm not
I
faking.
guess there is no space.
I'm just raking these ones in.
I was thinking like La King soup.
Yeah, it's not taking that much time. These puns are so good, I'm shaking. Anyway, answer to the question we asked earlier. If you're traveling at light speed in a car, you turn on your headlights, do they work? The correct answer is nothing with mass can travel at the speed of light, so you can't even go that fast.
Yeah.
Yep. Only reason why light can travel at the speed of causality is because it's massless.
Huh. I guess that makes sense.
That's right. So it's really hard to explain how number 96's balls travel at the speed they do, because balls have mass.
Maybe they just disappear.
Absolutely. Now, there's something to be said in the comments. Somebody made a comment about warp speed, and warp is more like using wormholes than actually traveling faster. It's basically about just making space in front of you smaller and behind you larger. So, in effect, you're moving relatively faster than the speed of light, but you'll never actually travel at the speed of light.
Oh, look, that ball's going over?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there. Oh, some people letting us know that number 11 is from a small town in BC. What's the name of that small town? Let's shout it out. Yeah, I guess we'll have to. They're not telling us. No on velocity. There he goes. Speaking of the devil, he is doing some nice sweeps there. Columbia Valley, BC.
Oh, shout out to them.
Absolutely. Shout out to Columbia Valley.
Oh, he
The
could have
city
made
with
the
the name
catch,
of a
but it
valley.
looked like he just gave up.
It's all right. One of my favorite bands is called High Valley. That's not even a valley. Valleys can't be high. I think they're low. I think a high valley would just be a plain. I'm being informed that that would be called a mesa. Now, fun fact, there was a TV show called Cowboys of Moo Mesa. Now, the thing is that's incorrect too, because if they're quote-unquote cowboys, then they would just be steers or bulls. All right. Arsenal back on the offensive. Look at that block from number 11. That was incredible. Putting that right down into the valley below his legs.
And I believe this is the same player that got hit in the fun spot.
Absolutely. No fun for him, but plenty of fun for the rest of us.
Yep.
We'll submit that to America's Funniest Videos. Football in the groin always wins. Doesn't matter how artistic your video is. Now, there was a sign outside I just want to mention earlier because we are serving beer upstairs here at the Duckworth Center, and there is a sign that says no alcoholic beverages past this point. So if you do have a beverage with a drinking problem, make sure you enroll it in a 12-step program before you take it outside of the designated drinking area. Velocity with 5 balls back on the offensive. Gatsa not even holding his hand behind his back now. Yeah, Arsenal showing their strengths on both offense and defense today. Number 11 not making that catch. Still keeping his head up, having a good time.
Now the question is Velocity going to be able to at least get 1 point from Arsenal?
Hard to say. Arsenal is a very strong team full of strong players. See, they're also playing some very good dodgeball today, so when you got good players playing good dodgeball, that's some good dodgeball. But when everybody's doing great, and you've got good players playing great dodgeball, that's some great dodgeball.
Yep.
I can't take credit for that. That's just somebody doing a John Madden impression. I don't remember who it was, but I enjoyed it. Figured I'd give it a shot. See how it goes down. Shagger's all trying to figure out, how do you want the ball set up? Someday, when dodgeball has its own purpose-built courts, there'll be little not like big ones, but just enough for the balls to stay on the line, you know?
Oh, that would be amazing.
It would, but the problem too then is you also have to watch out for being able to slide over the line, right? So that's one of those things that comes up, because with these metal strips, we did consider using them as the center lines of the court, but then immediately people said, how do you slide over it?
Through number 7.
All right, another shout out to a small town, number 96 on Velocity, representing Beamsville, Ontario. Unfortunately, it was 11 who got Beamsville in the nuts. Oh, and a trade there from 12 and 16.
Ooh, is it really a full trade, though?
I'd say it's at least a half trade.
Yeah.
Well, number 11, number 12 might be half armed, but number 11 is now half nuts. 96 and 13 talking it out.
Arsenal now down to 2 players with Velocity at 3.
Absolutely. Now, I've been up here with no cameras on me, so we're going to be getting a photo opportunity. Before we do so, I'm going to get my belt done back up, because I've been relaxing a little too much up here in the commentary booth.
Eating some good old Domino's pizza.
Absolutely. Big thanks to Domino's Pizza for donating pizza for all of our volunteers. Now, I've been told that was a great segue, but you know what wasn't a great segue? The Segway.
Yeah.
Segway scooters, they were terrible. They got banned in plenty of places. They were forbidden from the sidewalks, and they were a great example of how investment, was it? Not investment, entrepreneurial. What is it called when people do that? No, it was something, the word investment is in there. It's like what they do on Dragon's Den. Yeah, but there's a term for it. Anyway, it's an example of how that's a failure, just like a lot of things in late-stage capitalism.
I
but
think this is a fun fact if it's true. From what I heard, the Segway inventor actually died by a Segway.
yes, he fell off a cliff while roaming around his acreage on a Segway. Oh, of course. They're great for security guards, as we all learned in Paul Blart Mall Cop. We also learned that peanut butter is delicious on waffles.
I actually didn't know that.
True fact. It's also pretty good on hamburgers. Apparently Elvis used to put peanut butter in his hamburgers.
That just sounds disgusting.
Yeah, Elvis also died of a drug overdose while overweight and craned over his toilet. So, you know, take that advice as you will. Yeah, oh, sorry, a massive coronary. I've been informed.
From the peanut butter burgers.
Although I do believe that could be caused by an overdose. What can I say? Just a good example of why celebrity culture is toxic to the people involved. Basically what I'm saying is, don't worship me, people. But I don't have to worry about that at all. Number 12 getting out of the way there after one of the Arsenal folks takes a shot to the face. Now you can see Laking down there trying to discuss with the player across the court what they're going to do.
Arsenal has
Beautiful
players
jump there
with
from Laking.
velocity at 3.5.
Oh, and hits that guy. Well, he gets flat on the ground. He couldn't have made himself any closer to the ground. The only way he could have done that is if he introduced himself to the floor's parents. Number 2 just taking the shot there. See number 12 up here faking. Well, I can't answer that question directly. I believe the Dodgeball Canada folks can. We'll get an answer for anybody who's not paying attention to the comments. It's been asked if you need to be a Canadian citizen to make Team Canada. I know you have to be a legal resident of Canada, but I don't know if full-blown citizenship is required.
That is actually a very good question.
It's come up in the past before, and I don't remember what the answer was. Just give me a second, though. We have the president with us. Somebody wants to just go ask. Okay. All right. So we got an official answer. You do not need to be a citizen, but you do need to be a legal resident of Canada and have not played for any other country on their national team. So basically what could happen is, if somebody had played for, let's just say, Team England, and then they move to Canada, unfortunately they are ineligible. However, if somebody just moves over to Canada from England, let's say, and they don't end up playing, and they had never played dodgeball before, sign up, turns out they're really good, they make it onto the team, that's it. As long as they legally live in this country, we are happy to have them on our team. I just want to say that that's pretty representative of Canada as a whole in general. We thrive on our multiculturalism. We love the people here who make up our beautiful, diverse country, and that's one of our greatest strengths as a nation. And number 9 gets nailed on the back there.
With velocity taking 2 players.
Are we going into sudden death?
Oh, looks like we are going sudden death.
Hey, Velocity got 2 points on the board, so I got to say big kudos to them. I think they were down 5-0 earlier. Look at that, Shagger giving a little pat on the back to Arsenal. Oh, wow, look at that. Just getting right underneath those balls. Now you'll...
This is a mature stream, guys, so get your mind out of the gutters.
I think if it was a mature stream, I could have made some much more colorful comments about that. There we go, number 20 making himself flat again. Much like IKEA furniture, he just folds flat. There we go, no balls on Velocity, but...
No instructions required. Oh, he tried to go for the catch.
Just number 88, my roommate Scott Brandt. If he loses this round, I'm going to make him move out on me first. Oh! He goes for the... Here's the thing, though. He was right to throw that ball, because if the ball was in the air that hit him, and it had not killed him yet, and his ball killed the other player first, they still win that round.
Yep.
That's a very important note to make. You are not out until your ball is dead. So, major kudos for him for taking that shot. Most people, they get hit, and then they just start walking out.
Exactly.
Well, that's good for honesty and sportsmanship. Sometimes you just have to trust that that ball hasn't killed you yet. The referee hasn't indicated, and you just got to chuck it.